你好，祝你有美好的一天。这就是频道 Celebrity News Today 247。这是今天的新闻。
Xiao Zhan's youth travel notes episode was exposed, and he was treated coldly during the show. The cut program saw the light of day again. It was not Xiao Zhan who was shivering. It was even more difficult for Variety Cafe. Xiao Zhan's youth travel notes episode was exposed, and he was treated coldly during the show. Only Jia Ling gave him warmth. Recently, a video clip of Xiao Zhan's participation in Youth Travel Notes 2 has been released online. Last year, Xiao Zhan's first recorded variety show after the storm was Youth Travel Notes, but when the show was broadcast, all the clips that Xiao Zhan appeared in were deleted, which caused a lot of controversy. Unexpectedly, after a year, the deleted fragments will appear on the internet, which also aroused the curiosity of many people. Xiao Zhan participated in the recording of the first episode of the show. Although it was only a short period, he took it very seriously, but his treatment on the show was not satisfactory. When he appeared on the stage, he was cooking in the kitchen alone and was skilled at knives. He also skillfully tested the pot temperature with his hands, and he looked like a homely person. In the process of cooking, it was even hot and sweaty. The other guests have just returned from a day of recording. Xiao Zhan greeted everyone warmly when he saw it. Here, only Xia Yi and Jia Ling walked to Xiao Zhan's side. Xia Yi offered to take over cooking. Jia Ling first shook hands with Xiao Zhan. Then he signaled to Xiao Zhan to be more enthusiastic, and the two gave a hug. So this also explains why Xiao Zhan and Jia Ling hugged intimately when they met on Weibo one night. At this time, other people's concerns were focused on food. Yang Di noticed that Xiao Zhan was sweating profusely when he came up, and shouted at Xiao Zhan, "Don't drip sweat into the pot." It turned out to be a coincidence. After Xiao Zhan, a drop of sweat accidentally dripped into the pot, and everyone quickly came to watch. The scene was once very embarrassing. Jia Ling quickly cleared the siege and said, "It's all right," but Yang Di kept shouting to watch the high-definition replay. In fact, Xiao Zhan was unintentional, and the hot weather was also very hard to cook. Yang Di didn't thank him, but he looked very disgusted, which was embarrassing. At this time, Jia Ling's high EQ came into play again. She quickly said that Xiao Zhan's dish was contracted by her, and she was very upholding Xiao Zhan. During this process, Xiao Zhan's left index finger was actually wrapped in a tissue, and it was suspected of being injured and insisted on cooking. Coupled with the red string worn on the wrist, it is even more distressing. But while eating, Yang Di again said that he wanted to watch the replay to see Xiao Zhan dripping sweat into the dishes. With a complaining tone, he said, "I told you to pay attention to this a long time ago, but you just didn't pay attention." It was like a teacher criticizing the students. Xiao Zhan could only wipe his sweat and smile awkwardly. Despite being rejected, the chicken wings made by Xiao Zhan are very popular. While other guests were busy eating chicken wings, Xiao Zhan was busy cleaning and handing cutlery to others, very enthusiastic and thoughtful. When he wanted to pick up vegetables, the chicken wings were eaten long ago, and no one was left. "I worked so hard to cook for a long time, and I was complained, but I haven't eaten it yet." It's really aggrieved to think about it as Xiao Zhan. However, Xiao Zhan laughed happily when he heard that everyone liked the chicken wings he made. Later, when the director asked the guests to talk about the changes in their impressions of others after the recording that day, others talked about games during the day, and Xiao Zhan was embarrassed because he did not participate in the activities during the day. So there is almost nothing to say. At this time, Jia Ling took the initiative to cue Xiao Zhan, saying that it was improvisation to see him, which gave Xiao Zhan a sense of participation. It can be seen that Xiao Zhan is also working hard to integrate into the spring outing family. When the other guests spoke, he listened very carefully, and then when it came to Truth or Dare, he was asked to dance the square dance and invited Yang Di to dance with him, trying to stir up the atmosphere. Jia Ling deliberately said that she was not satisfied, and Xiao Zhan actually jumped again. Later, I carefully asked, "Is it satisfied?" with a very courteous attitude. However, the other guests are all distracted and not very interested. When it came to Xiao Zhan's truthful session, Xia Yi asked him, "What do you think of the career development at this stage?" Xiao Zhan also bluntly said that he was in a panic and at a loss. Last year, 2019, because of the popularity of a drama, that rhythm changed too fast for him. In many cases, I was pushed forward passively, and I had to work after the filming, and I had no time to rest. And he really wants to hand over another role to let the audience mention that he is not limited to a role in a certain drama. Here you can see that Xiao Zhan's eyes are red and he looks very tired. But he didn't want to be stuck with Wei Wuxian, who was stuck in Chen Qingling. He really wanted to make a breakthrough. When Xiao Zhan was talking, Fan Cheng licked melon seeds, somewhat carelessly. Jia Ling showed sympathy and compassion in her eyes, which was very warm. Later, Xiao Zhan heard Xia Yi's story and said that he was homesick and said that he had never returned home after the Spring Festival Gala. Then something went wrong at home. In fact, everyone knows what happened at that time. When the online public opinion attack was the fiercest, Xiao Zhan was isolated at his home in Beijing. His relatives were not around, and his grandfather passed away. These were all downplayed by him as small situations. It can be seen that he did not want to be miserable, but he did need a channel to express his emotions. Xia Yi didn't seem to feel it either, but still focused on his own story. There is a saying that the joys and sorrows of human beings are not interlinked. I see these video clips again today. It seems that Xiao Zhan can still feel the downturn in that situation, and the loneliness that can't be concealed apart from the excitement. Fortunately, for Xiao Zhan, the most difficult time has passed. Now his career is fully back on track, and his popularity is better than before. Moreover, there is a saying called eagle sometimes flies lower than chicken, but the chicken will never reach the height of the eagle. At the time when Xiao Zhan was most frustrated, the nothing of this variety show would make things worse, but now, Xiao Zhan has already stepped onto a larger stage, and if these video clips are or not, it doesn't matter much. Any unauthorized reprinting of this article is strictly prohibited. The cut program saw the light of day again. It was not Xiao Zhan who was shivering. It was even more difficult for Variety Cafe. The full variety show leaked by the tumultuous Blue Channel. This happened to Xiao Zhan is not normal. Behind the thoughts is not as simple as simply leaking the master tape. What is terribly scared is that this incident of Xiao Zhan is enough to warn all the guests participating in the reality show variety show, especially when encountering a satellite TV like Lantai, encountered only to be bullied. Some informed sources revealed that this is an advanced test of Xiao Zhan's fan Xiaofaxia's attitude towards works that have been abandoned. If the performance is expectation, then a version of the recorded special will be released accordingly. The part that is exposed is the relatively complete whole process of Xiao Zhan's recording, and the guest interaction is complete. If you don't expect it, you can catch Xiao Zhan's heat again and lay a solid foundation for the next season. Isn't it a good deal that doesn't lose any money? This kind of reverse sensitivity measurement can kill two birds with one stone. Some time ago, the work also faced the same problem. Behind this incident, it is clear that Xiao Zhan is a two-man who was taken out as a stepping stone, except for the program crew. I also got the attitude of Xiao Zhan fans towards the buried works. This is Lantai's desire to maximize the value of Xiao Zhan. After all, Xiao Zhan is now a hot traffic. Gao Yixiang has also been used to consume surplus value, which is the basis of Lantai. Some time ago, Xiao Zhan only recorded a video of less than 1 minute for the ending of Ace. This brings a very considerable amount of traffic to the program. Compared with the nearly 2 hours of programs, the conversion rate of traffic should be beyond what everyone can think of. Compared with 1 minute and 40 minutes, the length of time after this is not too tempting. However, after the program group issued a statement overnight, what made people confused is that such a serious master tape was stolen. No matter how you look at it, you shouldn't take it to Weibo to solve it, and let netizens help provide information. This matter seems not as simple as it seems on the surface. Some time ago, just copy and paste the plagiarism of other people's stars and seize a provincial satellite TV that can balance the 6 princesses of CCTV. The power behind it is beyond ordinary people's imagination. Just throwing the pot to the master tape was stolen, avoiding the weight and doing it lightly, may really fool the people who eat melons as silly. I believe that after a day of tossing, fans will understand that the desired effect of the program group has also been achieved. After being brought into the rice circle torn, Xiao Zhan's experience once again faced the same problem as a certain card at the beginning. After 122 days in the group, the necessary roles and benefits were forcibly erased. The shining bullying in the workplace requires pressure and Xiao Zhan to claim it. He taught all the flows present a vivid and realistic lesson. The sorrow of self-employed will not determine your status because of your flow. If you want to devour you, you can only suffer. Then the complete clip of this variety show was leaked. What makes people think about it is not as simple as trying to stir up the emotions of Xiao Zhan fans. How about recording a reality show variety show, recording your own cut program group, mastering the footage of all the artists on the scene? A lot of malicious editing has happened, because the malicious editing has also suffered a lot of damage, not to mention the reasons why Xiao Zhan was cut. Why did the basic contract spirit happen again, which violated the principle of question? Xiao Zhan's cut of the variety show, it's not Xiao Zhan who is shivering. As an actor and a singer, variety shows can be the icing on the cake. There is no harm, and it is not his fans to panic, but to tell those variety cafes that they really need to weigh it. Once the show operation starts, like domestic violence, there are only zero and countless times. Who can stand the leak? I am afraid to think about it. This makes the environment of internal entertainment only more smoggy. It will only make variety cafes face a more closed environment. It can even be said that this variety show is a set, which itself has become the arrogance of the group of boycotters who helped Xiao Zhan. After being cut, it has indeed become an endorsement for reporting other shows. This is an indisputable fact. Xiao Zhan clearly knew that he was being played, and he could only choose to shut up due to pressure. Nothing else can be done. The BGM used in the first short video released in June last year has already explained the attitude. Don't bully the young man. There must be a day when the dragon wears the phoenix, and I don't believe I wear trousers. End of this article. Warm reminder, plagiarism and infringement must be investigated without permission.